Where's the remote? Found it.
Turn off the lights.
All right.
Did you grab the drinks?
Yeah, I got them.
Okay, I'm making the popcorn.
It's starting. Come on.
All right. Okay, I'm here. Hit the button. Hi, I'm Jill.
And I'm Gianna.
And welcome to the We Watch It All podcast,
where we watch it all and give you our opinions.
AKA the opinions no one ever asked for. She follows it with her finger to make sure I'm saying it right. I'm not reading off the thing, though.
And today we're doing a bonus episode for Selena Chef, episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Or 4, 2, and 3.
What? Is that what you wrote?
I obviously didn't change the other ones. I just was fancy and changed the first one, and that was it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's okay.
Well, in our first episode, it's Rachel Ray. Ooh.
Yeah, one of the only ones that we really know, but...
Besides Gordon Ramsay's going to come at the last. I think it's the last episode.
Yeah, some of them I've never seen before, but that's all right. So, I mean, I'm finding new chefs that I kind of like and, you know.
Well, I'm just going to start by flexing and saying I've been in Rachel Ray's kitchen before.
Not literally.
It's a same extent that Selena Gomez has been in her kitchen. I zoomed
yes.
with Rachel Ray, and she taught me, I don't remember what she taught me how to cook, but...
It was a Yummo clinic, as they called it. It was a Yummo
charity.
Camp.
It was something for...
She had a summer camp for kids. That you got to go and do
And I also
cooking.
met with Duff Goldman. Mm-hmm. And somebody else.
I don't remember.
And I got certificates from it and everything. Did I make anything actually? No. But I was there. I was in the Zoom.
What was you were supposed to make?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Let me just say this. Rachel did not give me the same kind of camera quality she gave Selena Gomez, though.
Yeah,
that
I will say
that's
what I was going to say is that I wished that I had like a more extensive palette and was more willing to try things. Even like, though I know some stuff, like they obviously cook meat and fish and stuff, but just in general, other stuff, I mean, I might be willing to try it, but the way, like Rachel Ray, I think was the best chef out of all of them because she went with that scary opening of trying to say we're not going to measure, and like we said last time, no measure, and Selena does not.
I think all three chefs this time
doesn't
did
equal
no
good.
measuring.
But but at least like with Rachel Ray, she explained to her like what like a teaspoon would be the equivalent of 2. And when you're pouring, like it's a count of 6, and like she did stuff like that to like. So if you watch this episode, you could actually learn how to measure without measuring.
I think that's because Rachel Ray is like a talk show cooking host.
No,
like
I think she's self-taught. I don't know if she went to school, to be honest.
I don't think. No, Rachel Ray did not go to school.
So like she's self-taught.
But
so
I'm
people
just
like
saying,
that do
like,
just add like a pinch of this, pinch of that. But she's figured out like a palm's worth is like, what'd she say, like a tablespoon or something like that.
One is like a teaspoon.
So like she was like telling her that. So like if you put a palm's worth in, like, and she showed you like how big it was. So I think that made the difference. But she also she's just really good at explaining, like teaching. Yeah. Like she's really good. But
well, I think out of everybody, even this season, she's the one that has like a cooking show where she teaches you how to cook on it.
Yeah, so I guess that does make a difference. But we'll see how Gordon Ramsay does because he also does really well on MasterChef, I feel. Although he goes fast, but I think that's just to keep that pace of how the MasterChef show is. He, I thought, is a good person that he explains things pretty decently too, and that's even with the British terminology. But let's go back to the opening where it's Nana and Papa enjoying the beach.
They've escaped from the car. Go, Nana.
Yeah, according
Papa.
to her, they're out of the topless car, which I don't know how they couldn't have gotten out.
Okay,
but, hey,
wait.
Stranger Things.
Okay, but if you go on Selena Gomez's most recent post for the show, I showed you it. Pop looked like he was struggling in the back to get that belt on.
Yeah.
Or off. So
but I gotta take this one because
you were like
I was really I'm not a beach person. I mean, I like the beach, but I don't go in the water or whatever. But the both of them are walking on the beach, and it was supposed to be like a date night. That was the premise for this one. So they start showing Nana and Papa walking on the beach. Nana's got a little dress on, so her feet are in the water.
She has no shoes on.
No shoes on, and Pop-Up's walking with her with his pants, which is fine. Sometimes trousers get wet. However, do you usually keep your sneaks and socks on? He was fully, and then he acted surprised.
Have gone on the beach with full sneakers.
Yes, but that's in the winter. So
and they were also my old sneakers that were thrown on.
But we also try to run from the water and not get our feet wet. Like he was fully immersed ankles up, and so there was no doubt.
Pop-Up said no free foot content from him.
Yeah, no, he wasn't giving you any foot content.
Sorry,
so
guys.
He had those things covered, and I mean, but he looked surprised when his shoes got wet.
Well, he blamed Nana. He's like, you let it. Something like he's like, you let it get us or something. I don't know. He tried to blame her.
Well, I don't know how he didn't think it was going to get him when he was already like in the water, and then it comes and hits you ankle deep. Like I just that was priceless. So, yeah.
Pop-Pop's really something. These next few episodes, they release him from the car, and I was like, oh. I wrote in my notes that it's date night for Nana and Pop-Up to make up for locking them up in the car.
Yeah, there's that.
Selena said that, I forgot this, but she met Rachel Ray when she was younger.
Yeah, she promoting, said 17, and Rachel Ray said 16 on the when she showed the clip on the show. So
yeah, I mean, it was definitely promoting like wizards, because she had that whole like.
She had wizard hair.
The wizard hair, yeah. She had like a certain hair that she would always do. The first 2 seasons of Wizards.
Yeah, well, this was like her short hair. Like when she kind of like it was like a shorter.
That was probably season 2.
Yeah, it was like a shorter wizard hair. But
because then I remember remember watching season
really
3 of Wizards. She'd have bangs one episode, really long hair. She'd switch her hair out every episode. I'm like, how is she doing that? That makes no sense for the story.
And then, not for nothing. I mean, I'm glad she cleared it up in the end. But remember I said when we were watching it, like, I thought for a chef, she had a lot of stuff on her counter, Rachel Ray. She had a lot of, like, stuff behind her, stuff next to her. Like, it felt, like, very cluttered. But then she did go on to explain to her that she had all her stuff out for mise en place. She mise en place. But it was, like, everywhere. I feel like she had lamps on the back counter.
She has a kitchen also in her, like, a little TV in her kitchen.
Yeah, I saw that. I was really impressed because we have a TV in our kitchen too. That can go.
That sounds like a rich person flex.
It's not. It's just we had nowhere else to put the TV, so we put it there. So like if I'm cooking, I can turn it and watch. But somebody sitting at the table. The TV was also
75. My R2D2 is talking to me. Oh my god! Somebody put the child to sleep. Oh my god! He's gonna explode. He better be quiet. Okay. The TV was. It was a sale. It was a steal. It was like $70.
Anyway. She's got some odd stuff back there. Like, she's got, like, 2 literal lamps next to the sink, which is so weird. But, I mean, it kind of worked for her, kind of in a weird way. But I just thought for her, it was a lot on the counter. Yeah, it was a lot on the counters. But she seemed to make it work.
She doesn't put anything on her counters. So.
No, it gets me nervous. And then I feel like I'm going to put the wrong thing in or something like that. But, I mean, I guess she knows
that. I'm just saying decor-wise.
No, yeah, I don't. I like it. Keep it clean. Hold on.
Sissy's waking up.
We've got to reshake her. Sit down, sis. There we go.
She plopped right down.
So are you ready for the menu?
Oh, well, before that, Rachel introduces her husband, John, to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
John was also in my personal cooking class as well. And then they introduce Nana and Pop to them as well. Yeah, but we can go with the menu now. Just want to mention that because John comes back. He does a little drink, too.
And the house they're in is the house that was definitely went on fire that time. That big fire that happened in our house, remember?
Yeah.
It happened like
on that one or not.
No, that was that was the house. Because I remember that was the kitchen they showed. Because the kitchen, I think, was somewhat intact. I think it was the second floor fire or something. She's had a lot of tragedies in her life. I remember her telling a story on her talk show about she was mugged in New York when she was first starting out, like mugged and I think beaten and stuff. Like she was like pretty bad, left. And then instead of like running home or something like that, I think she stayed and said she was going to tough it out or something. But like she's always been like afraid of that. Like kind of stuff, but like she's had some rough goes there, that one. But
okay, the menu
is oil and vinegar slaw, beer battered fish, and
elote salad, corn salad.
See, that's what I'm saying. Let's just say it's a corn salad.
No, it's something that they do to the corn.
I know.
Also, I noted that we're gonna get this so confused. Raquel and Rachel, at least you are, because you call Raquel Rachel all the time.
I write Rachel. I don't.
You write Rachel?
So sometimes it says Raquel. Yeah, Raquel, and sometimes it's Rachel. So it could be multiple personalities for her.
Would work for her. I noted that they constantly make her ask the chefs questions.
Oh my god, I wrote that too. That she is like the question asker, but they're like not just like, hey, do we put this in? It's like deep thought questions, like. So what is your thoughts on global warming? Like, it's like stuff like that.
When did you decide to start cooking? And then they'll be like, 7 or 8. Wow, you can start cooking at 7 or 8? That was one of the questions. I remember she said that.
She does ask good questions, I'm not going to lie. They are, like...
I think they're producer set questions.
Oh, they have to be. They have to be, because I'm not saying that she can't think of them, but they're just... No, but they're like those questions that you just know. They were too in-depth, like... and like
she didn't just come up with that.
Yeah, like
spot.
somebody did their research on her to get this stuff, and yeah, you just know they were done by a producer or somebody for the show. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to find out that she does her own questions. She has her own podcast, Raquel. I forget what it's called, but she does have something that, because I've seen it pop up when you Google her, it comes up. I can't remember it, but
yeah, we did a
maybe
lot of
by the end
Googling
we'll
on
come
Selena
up with
Gomez
it.
friends.
Yeah, well, because sorry,
Because some of them we were like, who?
yeah, later.
Oh,
sorry.
Aaron.
Aaron's got the words.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
continue
go
on.
ahead. You continue.
Okay, so when they're making this slaw, which was a prepackaged slaw because it's supposed to be like a classic Rachel Ray, like 30-minute meal type of thing.
Oh, right, you.
Basically the slaw was prepackaged, and Rachel wanted Selena to put like the seasonings in one bowl with all the stuff, and then put that onto the slaw and mix around. What did Selena do but put the seasoning right on the slaw?
Yeah.
Classic Selena moves, which Rachel Ray was like, it's fine anyway because that's what she was gonna do, like mix it all together. But I was like, come on, Selena, pull it together. Also, Rachel Ray's friend Cappy is there. Grammarly kept wanting to change to Happy, but it was for sure Cappy. I've never met anybody with the name Cappy or heard of anybody named Cappy. Kappy, Cappy. And Cappy said,
Here's my thing. I don't even remember Cappy.
well, Cappy's the one that put Rachel Ray's oil on high instead of low, because Rachel put it on at the very beginning. She said, turn your oil on, we're going to put it on low so it can slowly heat up because we don't need it right now, but let's just have it heating up. Cappy put it on high, and Rachel's like looking at him like, 'cause she has like an island, and he's like in the doorway, and she's like, Cappy, did you put it on high? And Cappy never said a single word. He stood there dumbfounded.
Why don't I remember him?
He stood there looking at Rachel like,
Just goes to show you. I didn't even mention him, so clearly he was not impressive to me.
but because he just stood there like, what? Huh? And Rachel was like, you almost just burned my house down again, Cappy.
Oh, that doesn't sound
Because
good.
the oil was smoking. And then she's like, Cappy, go open a window because Selena can't even see me through all the smoke. Where were you?
Oh, no, Rachel, yes.
Rachel,
I thought you were
not
talking about-
Raquel.
I thought you
You're
were talking
thinking
about
of Raquel?
Selena. And I'm like, there was nobody there. Yep, so Rachel's podcast is Giving Back Generation. It's an inspiring vodcast series.
Should we be promoting her podcast? Is she going to promote ours?
I don't know, but what's a vodcast?
Video podcast.
Oh. She discusses important issues and life lessons through deep and personal conversation. Artists, entrepreneurs, actors, and singers.
It has no ratings.
You know, well, this is Spotify. But
Oh, maybe that means you gave it no rating.
yeah. But
Oh.
I might have to go listen because if she's giving advice on life lessons, gotta know.
Okay.
Gotta know what Rachel's advice and Raquel's advice is. Sorry.
I think Rachel at least is closer to Raquel than when I call her Rachel. I don't know. But I hear Raquel, and I probably heard you calling her Rachel. I'm like, Rachel works out for
Hey,
me.
look, I'm not even where I should be. I'm on She-Hulk. Okay, here we go. Sorry.
Oh, I
I'm
have
back.
I have my Selena Plus Chef notes separate
I
from
normally
my
do,
other
but I
ones
didn't this time. I
because
just kept writing. Okay, anyway.
I
no
just
one
have one
cares.
big folder.
So,
Maybe you guys do, but who cares?
So we talked about the measuring obviously before.
Yes.
So she was trying to teach her how to measure, and I think Selena was responding. She also, her other good tip was that she said to have which Rachel is known for this, have a big bowl for
Garbage
your garbage,
bowl.
which I kind of do, but I don't do a bowl. I do like a Ziploc bag that
Yeah.
I've taken things out of, and I will just like fill that bad boy. It is definitely helpful because like if you're peeling something, like, and you can just put the peels right in there or just keep napkins. It does make it
Yours
easier.
is a little bit better because if, let's just say, you started your trash and you don't want the fruit and the stuff you cut up to
you don't want
stink,
to stink, yeah.
we usually just do that because we don't want the cat food to stink up the trash. You guys ever
Yeah.
smelled cat food?
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's not pretty, yeah.
So that's why we do
So
that.
I feel like as a chef, she was the one that gave the most tips.
Yeah,
like,
I
of
think that's
all.
just because she is like
Yeah.
a cooking show. I think the only person I think could outdo her is maybe Gordon Ramsay, and if they ever got like Anne Burrell on there, I think Anne Burrell explains things quite
Yeah,
well.
she's
And you know what? Rachel Ray was on The Worst Cooks in America, and she was a really good host. Didn't Rachel Ray win Worst Cooks in America? Didn't she
I don't
beat
know.
Anne?
I don't remember. Could be. She
I
could.
don't know. I definitely rooted for Rachel, but there's no confirming or denying that.
So they did the corn at elote.
The elote.
The elote, and then Raquel was getting ready to cut up the cilantro, and I thought Selena was gonna break
Yes.
a limb. Oh my god!
I have that down.
She was like, "No way, Jose! Don't
She
you
just-
touch that." She wouldn't let her cut it.
What the hell is this?
Selena said, no, just
Spin
spin
the
the corn.
corn.
Oh, yeah, she told her to go stir the corn.
Yeah. She was
Or
going to
spin
cut
the
line.
corn. Just spin the corn.
Well, she told her something to spin the corn. Before that, though, you know, like the lemon squeezers, you put the lemon in and then you put it on top. But there's like a cut, like there's like a circle.
Yeah, you
cut
can do it one or
so you
two
can push
ways.
it. No, so you can push it in.
You can't do it one or two ways, but people do it one or two ways, and usually.
Yeah, Selena put it in the top, and she went to clamp, and she's like, "Oh, I put it the wrong way."
Yeah,
Selena.
You know what? I gotta be honest. I love Selena, but I think the final thing that I wrote at the very end of the last episode was, I don't understand why they're acting so dopey this episode, because they're really acting. And it gets progressively worse as the episodes go on, like where there's things like, come on, you don't have to be a chef, but you do have to, you've heard of this or you've seen something like this. Like, I could understand the last episodes where the guy had that thing with the vanilla that he was putting into the pineapple. Nobody's seen those except for a chef or a really person that's into cooking.
Yeah. You have cat hair on your legs, I'm sorry.
Thank you. But this other stuff that goes on, like, it's like, come on now. You've definitely... The lemon thing I'll give her because everybody has been using that lemon squeezer wrong. They do put it, like, either backwards or something. So that
No, but
I'll
she
give
put
her.
it in the top before you're supposed to clasp it
I
together.
know.
So that... Selena.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And then John comes back.
Yep.
He comes and makes drinks for Nana and Pop.
The Michelini or something.
Oh,
I think
I
it was
didn't write
called.
down
I
what
think
it
that's what it
was,
was
and I
called. Yeah, it basically looked like a Bloody Mary of sorts with, I think, beer in it. Kind of. That was the twist
it's like
on
a Bloody Mary.
Looked like it would probably be good. It seemed like Nana enjoyed it.
Nana loved it because I have at the end when they served her, they give Nana a second drink.
Nana House, the first one. So that's good. That's it had a little lime, little different.
Unless
things.
this is the like secret confirmation that maybe the cooking isn't always good. So Nana's like, let me get drunk so it'll taste good.
Tastes better.
I don't know. I'd love to know if it actually tastes
I
good.
did the same thing that you said. Why is Raquel the question asker? But I put it a little further down.
Because she always does, even when there's somebody. So like, there's a lot of times where we'll just be like Selena, Raquel, and Nana and Papa will sit in the back.
Last time she's been asking more. This time she asks more questions. Like before, it was like one she'd throw out there.
Well, sometimes.
Now she's getting in there more.
Teresa would be with her, Selena's other friend, and ask questions. But the next two episodes, she has this girl, Kelsey, and then another girl, Connor, and they don't ask any questions, these two. They just sit there.
Yeah, the one girl really, at the end of the third episode, really is like, she's not even there. She's only there to say no to things. Like, no, I don't want that, or no, I don't do that, or no, I don't know what that is. So that's really her goal, but we'll get to that. Don't worry.
Do you know what the hell? I put Selena goes to throw one to Raquel but misses the table. What did she throw, Raquel? A lemon?
A lime.
A lime.
Yeah, she went
for
to
the drinks.
throw her a lime for the drinks, and it just hits the edge of the counter.
And bounces right off.
Yeah.
Oh, and then they also, when they were giving them the drinks, Selena Gomez's little sister from her mom's side, Gracie is there. Yeah, half-sister. And
what did we say? She was 9?
9 now. Yeah. Which is so crazy because I remember what Selena would post about her on Instagram and not show her face, just show the back of the little girl's head.
Over now, everybody knows what she looks like.
Yeah, and then they have her come over and do the sauce.
Yeah, she says she wants to participate.
Yeah, she was in an episode last season, but I think that was baking.
This one they gave her a lot more responsibility because, of course, Rachel Ray opened her big mouth and she's like, "Hey, do you want to chop or stir?" Well, little kid wants to stir. She's like, "I want to chop." And Selena, I thought she was going to go into like a panic. But she did actually really good. The little girl did
really good, but my favorite thing was, well, Rachel Ray explained it, like you were saying, very well. Like, she was very clear.
What I'm saying.
Like, and she didn't, like, the way she explained it didn't feel like she was talking down to her as much. Like, oh, she's like a little kid. She just explained it very clearly.
Yeah.
But my favorite, though, was, like, while Selena's telling the sister to be careful with the knife, she has one of those big knives pointing it at the girl's hand. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Like, I'm thinking of all people to tell about knives. Maybe you didn't want her to do it because you know how you handle knives because it's not good. But her sister did really well with the knife, I thought.
And then...
She made the tartar sauce, as you said.
Yeah, the tartar sauce. And as always, they donate $10,000 to the charity of the Chef's Choice. Rachel Ray chose her own charity, Yummo, which I think is the same charity that I said hosted the Zoom thing that I was in.
Well, I think she does a lot of Yummo things, but it was for kids, so, and it was when you were younger, so that would make sense. But it's for like,
when I was younger, this was at the beginning of the pandemic, you fool.
It wasn't meant for you, really, though, but you signed up for it.
They let me in.
Well, you, at the beginning of the pandemic, you were 20, so maybe, I don't know, maybe they didn't...
Actually, no, at the beginning of the pandemic, I was 19.
So that's probably why you still were considered young. I don't know. But I think it helps kids in school with funding for lunches and stuff like that. It's like that kind of program. But I think it does other things too. But I remember her saying something about that in the schools.
Yeah. And then they serve Nana and Pop their food. Like I said, Nana gets her second drink. And
We did skip something though. They did. What? It sounds like a very simple meal, but they battered the fish and fried it. And as per usual, Selena didn't have the proper pot. She asked her for a big pot, and she only had one of those always pans that everybody knows.
Yeah, because that's her partner. She released the collection.
And she had two, so she was only able to put 2 fish in there, but she managed to drop those things in and splash it at people or herself. It was as per usual.
As always.
And but I mean, everything looked pretty good though.
No,
I
it
have
does.
to say.
But I think these people set her up because they always ask for these big pans. Either they have them and Selena's just not picking them up, or I don't know what. Because at this point, we're on season 4. Half of these producers and things have not brought her a bigger pan to use now. Like, you can see what these chefs are now using. Like, even after season 1, they should have improved and said, okay, well, they're using this or they're using this. It's not like they can't afford it. They're buying Whole Foods products. All their products are like Whole Foods name brand. I mean, some things are cheap at Whole Foods, but not all things. And Anna Pop said that they think Selena really improved in her cooking because they left them outside to talk.
Yeah, they put them outside for their
privacy.
Their date night. Yeah, and Pop, I'm gonna just let you know, I did spot it. Different shoes. So he obviously had to change the footwear. There was no doubt on that.
That's where the budget went to, is getting Pop a new pair of sneakers. They couldn't buy her new pants. It's conspiracy central over here. Okay, are we ready to go on to the next episode?
Yeah, sure. Episode
5
or 2 for me.
Nick. How do you call it?
Giovanni.
Giovanni. He is a big TikTok guy. I've seen him before. I'm not a huge fan of him. Yeah, but you're not on cooking TikTok. I am on cooking TikTok.
Here's my thing. I thought this was interesting because it was something different. Don't get me wrong. And I think he was trying to make a statement. Mm-hmm. However, I think for someone like her, he needed to be more specific and like.
You should tell them what the statement is. It
felt like it was wasted food. They come in with this humongous cheese. Now, when I say humongous, it was, oh my God.
It's a regular cheese wheel.
It's a cheese wheel, but like a huge cheese wheel. Like, it was probably a foot deep.
Yeah.
Easily. And maybe like 2 feet wide.
I mean, if you go to your grocery store and you look on the back wall where they have like the
it's
big
like
hams.
The displayed crap. It's not something you're going and being like, I need that cheese wheel. It was humongous, like way too much cheese for these fools. So
it's a Parmesan cheese wheel.
Yeah, it's a Parmesan cheese wheel.
Let me just say this:
which is a big thing that people do. They
how
cook
weird
the
is
pasta
this?
in there.
Was it yesterday or the day before? After we watched Selena's episode, like a couple days after, I got a TikTok of this like restaurant who cooks the food out of the cheese wheel.
Did you send it to me?
No,
I did too. Though.
And they said they got so far 700 plates out of this cheese wheel.
Oh no, you definitely will get a lot of plates.
But Selena says she hasn't even really been cooking because was at this time, she can't say it, but she was filming Only Murders in the Building. Yeah. And and she's doing that. She has the makeup company. She has the thing with the mom. She said she was and she's doing her album.
An album, yeah.
So she's got a lot going on that I don't see Selena Gomez sitting down to cook 700 meals with this cheese wheel.
No, I mean he did say you could freeze it and keep it for the year or whatever.
For 2 years, he said.
2 years or something like that. So that was good, but I just felt like my question was this. Okay, so they bring in this cheese wheel. They're going to, what you do with the cheese wheel is you hollow out the center. We'll get to all that, but then you put the pasta in it. Now the pasta's touched the cheese wheel. They made a specific type of pasta with a specific type of seasoning on it. Now, if you decide to make, I don't know, garlic pasta and use the cheese wheel, will you still have remnants of the other one, or do you have to hollow it out and burn it again?
You might have to scoop a layer out, because on the people that I saw on TikTok, they had different shaped pastas, and it looked like they have different seasonings on the pasta.
That's what I'm saying.
So they might have to hollow it out. I mean, it's definitely not something for somebody who could potentially have an allergic thing to something else.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. It's I don't know. But anyway, from the start,
they
get
start,
the giant cheese wheel.
They start first flying kites, and that's where we discover our first new mystery friend.
Yeah.
Raquel's out there, and Kelsey, who we met in the last episode, which Kelsey's name isn't Kelsey. Kelsey goes by Havana. Haven.
Oh, Havana. Oh, Havana.
Whatever, Haven. It's Kelsey's there, Kelsey knows Selena because we had to do research because we're like, who the hell is Kelsey? I've never seen Kelsey.
And she introduces everybody as her best friend, FYI. So,
so that's
got rid of her thing. So that's yeah.
But no, Kelsey is under the management of Selena's stepdad that's dating her mom, or married to her mom. Sorry, it's married to her mom, and he signed her, so that's how they met.
Remember we said it was years ago, so they have known each other.
2020, in the pandemic.
Yeah, I
right
thought
before
it was
2019.
before that.
Something like that. So that's why she's coming on the scene now, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
She has.
they should have labeled her as
So maybe
not
they have
Havana. I was
become
gonna say Havana again.
Haven.
Haven.
They
because
might.
we're
be
like
friends.
we're googling Selena Gomez friend Kelsey, and you finally found her full name. And when I searched her full name, I found the mom's Twitter, and the mom tagged Haven Music. So then I was able to find her. So now we know who Kelsey is. The mystery friend is Connor. What'd you say, Connor Franklin? Which is also a friend of Selena Gomez.
Wait, she was there at that one too?
She was flying the kites in the beginning.
But she wasn't in this one. She was in the next one.
She's not like sitting at the table now.
Yeah.
No, the Selena's helpers this time is
just those
Raquel
two, yeah.
and Kelsey. Which Kelsey really puts her all into this one.
She did. I have to say, as a friend, she really did try to be the most helpful.
Well, we'll get to the point why. But back to the cheese wheel thing, they cannot get this cheese wheel up. They slide it all across the floor.
Probably
and then
as heavy as heck.
Pop-Up comes in and
I was scared for Pop-Up.
picks it
I'm
up.
not going to lie, because that
I'm worried
cheese
for
wheel is
Pop-Up
heavy.
constantly that he's going to pull something.
Well, this, I was afraid for a heart attack or something, because this thing is, no, it's heavy. I mean, you saw that thing. It's heavy. And then, what's her name was trying to, like, help pick it up. Was it Raquel?
Kelsey. No, not Raquel.
Kelsey. Yeah, Kelsey. Well, she's, you know.
I'm going to be honest. Raquel was dead weight this episode to
Yeah,
the point where
because
Pop-Up calls her out.
Yeah, Pop-Up said she can't
Well,
have any of the cheese.
We'll get into that, though.
Yeah.
So they're going to be making a pesto pasta in a cheese wheel. That's what they make, is pesto pasta in this cheese wheel. And a burrata peach salad, which ended up just being like, what was it, like cheese, tomato, and a peach on a plate?
Yeah, he like fried the peaches.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, his thing was very simple, but I think he thought because he was bringing in this cheese wheel that like that was what his angle was. They were a lot simpler, these meals this time.
Well,
around.
they do. He makes Selena make pasta by scratch.
Yeah, so that was something. But apparently he is the youngest chef that she's worked with so far on the show. She said.
Yeah, and he went to Harvard, and he made. Okay, this part took me.
Yeah, because Raquel went. She got
Raquel asked her questions.
She got the questions going about something about school or something.
And he basically said that Harvard didn't have any like majors that he liked,
yeah.
so he made up his own majors. At that point, if you're going to Harvard, leave that school and find something that has your major, because that's so much money. And you know what? Well, I mean, maybe he saw into the future and he saw that Joe Biden was going to cancel $10,000 of his loans.
I don't know, but I actually thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? That's not really a bad idea in a way, but would I do that at Harvard? No.
That's like the kid on Master Chef who left Harvard to go to do Master Chef.
I would probably do it at a cheaper school, like
a county college.
Because I see what he's saying. Like he could just do like
oh my God, R2D2.
I guess like a liberal arts degree, but then like put what he wants. Do you need to take a break too?
The stormtroopers are here.
Okay, nobody really knows, but
these are not the droids
what are those
you're
things?
looking
What do
for.
they call those things?
A Tamagotchi.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah,
I got it from GameStop. All right, sorry. I'm just trying to shut
She's
him
either
up.
cursing at it or taking care of it or giving it to the cat to take care of. So
Sissy does great with it.
Yeah.
Yep, she does.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So they're making pasta. Now they need to cut the top of the
also
cheese
Selena's,
wheel.
and when she's making the pasta, her eggs fill out. Because the guy he said add more egg yolks to it, but Selena's egg had a lot of like liquid and yolk in it.
He said that.
So he needed more. And he even said that she has better eggs because she had the orange
She probably
eggs.
didn't make her well high enough or something, because the back
No,
end...
she had way more yolk. Like hers was bubbling at the top, where his was like halfway in.
Yeah.
And he kept telling her, "Oh, add another egg yolk." I think she would have been fine.
He probably wasn't paying attention to what hers looked like, to be honest with you. But she pulled it back together.
She did.
And because he just said like just quickly like have them try to hold it and then just kind of mush it together. And I think she had to put more flour or something in it. But she did it. It seemed like the pasta came out fine.
Yeah. And then you were saying Pop-Up comes back to do...
because now they got to get the cheese wheel
open.
Yeah, they got to get it opened, and it just looked really hard. Like they had a special tool to like you went around at the rim of the top.
It looked like a basic one that you would have on like a charcuterie board, though, the knife.
Kind of a little bit. And you like kind of go around and like get it in there and
break it,
push it in.
And then he had some kind of long sword to get his in the middle. And he's like, "Wait, you don't have this long sword?" And I think he seemed very genuine. Like the production was supposed to get her a long sword to open this.
But look, here's the thing: they busted into hers, and he still hadn't opened his with that long ass sword. So, sword not working right now.
Yeah, but the main point is everybody does it. I'm telling you, Kelsey was putting her back into it.
Yeah.
Pop doing it. Even Selena was getting in there. Raquel did absolutely nothing to the point where.
Well, it was also hard, I think, because they were kind of like the way it was around it. I don't know that there was like a spot for her, but she could have said, "Here, I'll take a turn," though.
But they get the lid off, and she goes to the the Parmesan came off in chunks, so they go to eat it.
Yeah.
And Pop took the cheese away from her and said that she doesn't get it because she didn't help do any work.
Yeah, well, she didn't.
She didn't, but it's true.
And also he had, I wanted to see how much that was too. He had, they were all making comments about it. He had the clear pot.
Yeah.
That he said it can break.
Because it's glass.
Yeah, so, yeah.
I've seen those on TikTok.
I'm not surprised, but, I mean, they're really cool, I'm sure, but, yeah, I feel like
they're good for the TikTok aesthetic, like what he does.
But
like his TikTok, I've seen it. It's very, like, aesthetic.
I'd be so nervous. And he's like, let's hope it doesn't break today. Yeah, let's hope. Or let's hope it does, because that would be
good content.
Yeah.
And then I have that his charity is Farm Link, which actually was like a really interesting charity. It basically, because of the pandemic, there was like extra.
Yeah, they were just throwing
vegetables
stuff away.
So instead, this charity took it.
Yeah.
And I think, what did you say? Donated
Gave it
to shelters,
like food bank shelters, homeless people. Yeah. Yeah, he did
which
that.
was interesting.
They did the pasta, which, as we said, she actually, I thought, did really well making the pasta. Like, she did better with the pasta machine than I thought she was going to, because usually when she does stuff like this, it's like,
all you have to do is watch Worst Cooks in America. People struggle.
Well, no, but for her, too. She can't ever find the attachments. She can't turn it on. But this time she, was really on point. I was pretty surprised. And then after they get the pasta done, I think Raquel had to come over and help. Was that the one that helped? Like, she floured it as it sat down. Like, as it went through the thing to make the linguine part, she had to flour, and Selena was throwing flour at the pasta, and then she collected it, cut it, and put it into these little balls or whatever. So she was helpful in that respect that one time. But then
she gets her little bonus points.
Yeah, but then they had to torch the center of the cheese. It's okay. Torch the center of the cheese to make with cognac, which I think hers wasn't torching like his. I think she put too much cognac in there, and it was
it was put, but he just did that so that it could light on fire and slowly melt the thing. So he ended up just having her blow torch the inside just to melt it.
Scoop some. He told her to scoop some out and then just do it, and it did work. It worked. I guess it worked the same way. Yeah, but yeah, hers wasn't catching on fire.
And then I think from there they just go out and eat, which now they bring back.
Yeah, well, they were eating it right there in the wheel, and then I think they brought it outside.
Well, yeah, because they always go, let's go plate it and go outside. They brought back the mystery friend, which now has been named Connor.
Yeah, she was allowed to eat on
which
the beach.
I took note, which is so weird because I didn't realize who she was until you went on Instagram and said, "Oh, she's Connor Franklin, who always hangs out with Selena. She's been friends with her for a long time." I've never seen her. I thought Connor Franklin was like a 40-year-old woman, if I'm being honest.
No, I've seen her there. She used to be in
But
there.
my favorite, I took down that Connor seemed lost on what Raquel does, because she asked her something about, like, can you cook, Raquel? And she was like, no, like, I feel like that's the group she hangs out with, that one, and the girl, Courtney, and Ashley, her old assistant. And I actually noted before you told me that was Connor Franklin, I said, did they find her on the beach? Because I was like, where'd they...
She was flying a kite.
Where'd they get this? Where did they... Oh, I just swiped to a picture of Cooper on my thing. Okay.
Here's a picture of Cooper. Here's a baby. Here's a baby.
All right. Also, I've spelled Raquel's name wrong in my notes every time. It's Raquel, and they're supposed to be...
closer.
This is how you spell it. Raquelle. I've been spelling it without the extra LE at the end.
Me too. I actually spell Rachel.
Rachel would probably be easier.
Yeah, but it's not her name.
So this one is with Adrian Cheatham.
Sounds like a law firm. Cheatham, Swindle 'em and Dive or something. There used to be a joke about that. Cheatham something and something.
Okay. So this episode, Nana and Pop are still here.
They're on the beach. They're making s'mores.
Yeah, they're doing a campfire with Nana, Pop, Raquel,
and then what happened to
Connor.
Selena? She got it stuck on her hand or her sleeve or something. She put her hand in a s'more.
In the s'more?
Yeah,
I don't know.
How
did she do that?
That's this is the episode where I have to pray they were all drunk.
Well, you took a lot of notes on this episode. I was really...
I
think I was so dazed by what was going on that I forgot to take a lot of notes.
That's what I'm saying. I did like simple sentences. It's okay, Cooper. It's okay. We have someone out in the hallway and our guard just went into security mode. It's okay.
Who needs a dog when you have cats?
Yeah, well, he is like a 25-pound cat, so a dog, so, it's okay, boo. Yeah. So anyway, this was the episode where I really felt they took Clueless to a new level, and I have to pray they were acting, because I'm like, there's no way. I'm scared. Like I always say about my workers, when they act clueless like that, I'm scared for them out in the world, because I don't know what's going to happen to them. And these two, I pray to God, thank God they're famous, because it was scary.
Who's these two?
Raquel and her. They were just, and Connor. I'm like,
well,
I pray to God they get the money.
Connor and Raquel are the one who are helping her this time. And Nana and Pop Up gonna sit in the back of room in the little
it's
living
like
room.
A little offshoot of the
by the way, Connor's a model. That's what she is, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, I think
Raquel just has a podcast. Raquel's job title is Selena Gomez's best friend. That's what her job title is.
I don't know. I think she went to school though. I think she went to college, but I don't know. We'll dive deeper and then give you some more feedback on that, because she obviously is a key. But look how I spelled the name this time: Raquuel.
And you spell Connor with an A. It's got
She
an
spells
E.
it with, no, I think she spells it with an A.
Wait, you have it with an A and then you have it with an O?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes
I have Connor with an O.
I shake it up. No, I think it's an A.
Shake it up, Selena Gomez.
Okay. Anyway, so like she said, the friends are Connor and Raquel that are doing this, and they're doing a brunch. That's what
episode, and they're only cooking one thing: poached salmon and grits.
Grits brunch. Or bunch, as I put it. Grits brunch.
My goodness. We were very conscious and awake this time, you guys.
And that's what's funny is that, like, most of the time they'll do like a meal and a dessert. These last two really didn't.
No, he did the peach.
I guess that was supposed to be their dessert. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they didn't really do a dessert
but
here.
This one, she only did the poached salmon and grits. Which, fun fact.
Thank God. Could you imagine if she threw a dessert in on these people today?
Well, here's the thing. The first 2 episodes, 30 minutes each. Then Richard Reyes was 25. I think the other guy was like 26. And this was like 28. She did the least amount of stuff, but had the longest episode out of these 3 episodes.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I do feel like this episode went on for a little bit.
But I think it had a lot of chitty chat with them, like, kind of stuff. So apparently, Selena's friend Connor never had grits.
No, Selena
never had grits. The other girl never heard of. There was something she never heard of. Or she didn't know what salmon tastes like. Was it like the texture of chicken? Like, I don't. How have you not gone through life? Like, I don't know.
I've never had salmon.
You might have when you were a little bit. You don't remember, but like, I don't know. It's just. So they're starting the procedure of getting stuff going, and
let me see if what you're gonna go into here is what I have written.
They wanted to do. They started the grits, and apparently there needed to be like a grits patrol, so somebody had to stay on the grits. So they get the water going and all like that. So she tells Raquel to put the grits in.
Yeah.
And Selena, meanwhile, is shaving some Parmesan cheese into the measuring cup.
What I was thinking.
Keep in mind, the grits are in the measuring
1 cup, and I think Selena was doing a half a cup,
and she was doing a half a cup. So instead of detaching the cups,
I notice this every time. Her cups are attached. I hate that. I hate when all the measuring stuff is attached.
That's fine. If you're only using it to measure and dump. If you're going to take it and have to wait and then put it somewhere else, you can't do that.
They filled up the grits, put it on the slided it, and then Raquel just came over and tried to take the grits.
I don't think she realized it was connected. I don't think she realized that. She went to get, and then like Selena again pitched a fit. She's like, "Whoa, oh my God!" And she runs with her with the Parmesan cheese in the other cup so that they can dump that in. It was like a comedy of clowns. Like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. I just and even the chef Adrienne, she goes, so yeah, maybe in the future you just might want to disconnect the measuring cups. Like she tried, like she knew.
Tries to say it nice,
but there's no way to say it nice. Like it was like, come on, girl,
disconnect the cup, you fool.
Like, why are the cups connected? Like I don't know. So they had to go and do the grits together.
Raquel gets put on a lot of duties. Adrienne really picks on Raquel to like lead the stuff.
Yeah, but she wasn't doing very well because apparently
Okay, well, I have that she got fired for watching the food because she overcooked the salmon. But here's my thing.
I mean, salmon wasn't that bad off, but it was not as it was
not what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was cooked further than it should have been.
But
for what
here's
they were
my
doing
thing.
with it.
I think Raquel did that because she made, I can't remember what comment she made. She made a comment about having to get up again, or like going to babysit. She's like, oh,
But she
I'm back on babysitting, doing like she was annoyed by it.
I don't know. Sometimes I think she just says things to. We used to say that in the first episode, that she would just say things to say things. Like sometimes they had no point and there was no reason why she was talking, and she would just remember, she would just throw stuff out and you'd be like, what the hell does that have to do with anything? But I would think she would just kind of do it just to do it. I don't know.
But no, when she got up, she was like walking, and she's like, oh, guess I'm back on. Like, I don't know, she seemed annoyed. And conspiracy theory, I'm the conspiracy theorist for Selena Chef. I think Raquel purposely overcooked the salmon, and I don't think she was paying attention, because I don't think she wanted to do it. I think she wanted to sit down, which we all know why she wanted to sit down, so she could use that damn phone of hers.
Yeah, well, the sad part is, I think that it's ironic that you said Connor in the last episode asked Rachel what she does. Like, does she cook or something like that? Because this girl needs to be on these F seasons a long time ago, because she has absolutely no clue about how anything is cooked, or how anything is formed, or where it comes from, or what animal, or anything. Because I put that she should have been on these seasons a long time ago. Forget Raquel. She just needed to be here for the lessons, bottom line. So yeah, she was
kind of like mind blown with everything that went on.
But she wanted to know, that's what it was. It wasn't just what was the texture of the salmon. She wanted to know what the vibe of the salmon was. And even Selena goes, I'm sorry, the vibe of the salmon? Like, what is that, the vibe?
This girl...
The vibe is it's pink and it's going to get cooked and it was killed.
That girl was 24, which I was like, not that that's much younger than Selena, who's like 30, but like that's a pretty big age gap. Like, she's only 2 years older than me. I could be friends with Selena then.
Well, this is where I think all the time went, to be honest with you, was this extraneous stuff, since they only had one meal. Adrian said okie dokie, which, if you watched the first couple episodes in last season, it created the okie dokie jar.
They brought it back this season. We mentioned that, I think, last week.
They brought it back. So she said that she'll Venmo her $1 to put into the jar. But that all started this whole other thing with Raquel and her cell phone, what Selena said, like, oh.
Yeah, Adrian caught Raquel's responding on her phone to like an email or something. So Selena said something about like, I bet I could get all the money out of the okie dokie jar, put it into,
I could earn my money back
every time you used your phone. So what does Pop come do? He comes sauntering in with a phone jar.
Yep, that's Pop. I get her, Papa. But the best is when Raquel screwed up the salmon. Did you hear what they did? They sent her to go have a drink. They're like, go ahead, sit down and have a drink, Raquel. Like, oh, because she needs to drink more. She just screwed up the salmon. Like, get her on point, man. Get her awake. Like, she doesn't need to have more alcohol in her system. That's what was so funny. Yeah, but she's oh, excuse me.
Oh my god.
I'm okay. Just a little dry spit went down there. Yeah, so she got caught looking on the phone, and they decided to create the jar again. Pop-Up brings it in. Raquel gets caught hiding in the refrigerator. That's all I could say. Which we think
she was on the phone.
We think she was on the phone because the way she came out.
First off, there's like a camera that's pointed at the fridge, and she looked back at that camera with immense guilt in those eyes of hers.
And you couldn't see her one hand. Her
right arm was much farther.
Yeah, it was down, and you couldn't really see what she was hiding. And she just came in, and she's like, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah, I'll help. Okay, sure."
And it was like, we do know that the other episode that Teresa was in with her, they were hiding in the fridge because it was cool in there. But it's just kind of suspicious that this is all about her phone. And
wow, is this seriously where you end? Stop. She just stopped at the phone and then went right to the charity, and I have like a bunch of stuff that happened in between.
I think I was just so thrown off by how much was happening. I got blindsided and I didn't take any notes.
Yeah, because then after the okie dokie jar and the whole thing, like, well, that was my thing too. So okay, I get what they're saying.
You were also very perturbed by
I was perturbed by a lot of stuff that was going on. And look, I get it. Bring out the jar, and she has to put money. She asked if she could put $5 in, and Selena was like, so what, you can use the phone ahead of time or something? And she's like, no, I just feel like after all the times that I've used I'll just put it in or whatever. Obviously, she's saying that she used it before this season, and she's trying to pay that off or whatever. But
this is for the first episode where she got Selena in trouble for looking at her phone. That's what that $5 should be for.
I think the weird thing is that Raquel takes the money from the okie dokie jar, which
Selena put in,
which was Selena's money to pay for her okie dokie comments,
and Raquel got the money, I think,
which I understand, but she's taking the money of Selena's and putting it into the other jar, which I know will go back to Selena, but in my opinion, that means that
Selena's just getting her money back.
Which I think
and
Raquel is really not paying. So I feel like what should happen is Raquel should still have to put $1 in, and Selena gets to take $1 back out of her thing and give it back to her.
True. Well, I mean, she does get $5 that she didn't have, but
no, I know, but I'm just saying. So then, of course, like, because it's like Selena's paying herself back, which doesn't make sense to me, but somehow somebody's getting scammed. But that's on them.
it's Selena.
Yeah. But then they break out the 4 sticks of butter, which is a lot. It was a lot. That was a lot of butter. I don't even remember what they were making with that butter. Do you?
No.
Because
maybe it was for the grits.
No, you wouldn't put 4 sticks of butter in the grits. Poached salmon and grits.
I can look up.
Oh no, the 4 sticks of butter was for the hollandaise sauce for the.
They had to make a hollandaise.
That's kind of what they were making. They were making. Let's just be honest. It wasn't that. She made croquettes. She made
poached eggs.
She made poached eggs with a hollandaise sauce on top of.
I don't know why when they label the baked recipe
I don't know why
in the beginning, they only called it poached salmon and grits. She had eggs on there.
Well, she had eggs, but she also had she made like a croquette, they call it. Like, it was like a little like patty of the salmon mixture that she fried.
What the salmon was.
Like, so they put the grits on the bottom, they put the salmon, they put the egg on top, so
and
like
hollandaise sauce
and the hollandaise sauce. So that was supposed to be like an eggs benedict kind of, but with the salmon was supposed to be like the bread
I'm
part.
impressed Selena did the hollandaise sauce, because if you watch MasterChef, it's quite hard. They struggle. They break the hollandaise all the time.
It is very hard.
So that's
But forget about that. But your comment was about the where was it that they couldn't open the wrappers? She notices this. I'm not paying attention to this, and she's like,
Selena's standing there peeling off the wrapper so slow, and the other one, Connor, is like ripping it in half. I've never seen 2 people struggle to get a butter wrapper off.
That's what I'm saying.
In my
if you
whole
can't
life.
cook, you've definitely buttered a bagel. You've buttered toast, for crying out loud. There is no way. You've melted butter at least to put on popcorn. There's no way you've never opened a wrapper of butter that you can't figure this out.
Maybe they get the tubs.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you couldn't figure out that. Like, this is the stuff that was getting me. It was like real simple stuff.
You know what?
And then they asked the girl to put water, remember, in the pan, and they asked her to put 2/3 water, and she had to ask, what's 2/3 water? Like, what? And even like Mama and Papa, they all.
Mama was over there laughing.
Nana and Papa, they kind of laughed because they.
Whatever.
I think they were taking. I don't think they meant to be mean, but I think they were taken
What
back.
the hell? R2D2. Oh, he needs something.
Well, he ain't getting it now.
Wait, I was gonna say about the butter. When they did put the butter in, they put a napkin over it so it didn't spit up everywhere in the microwave, which I have to try, because I do that and start spinning and crackling in our microwave.
Yeah.
And that's just not safe. So I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, that is a
I'm
simple
gonna see
one.
if that works. I'll come back to you guys next week. I might make something with a little butter.
But it was scary because Selena was being really clueless in this one, and I find it hard to believe that she's that clueless.
She was really taken back by this. So remember we were talking about this the other day.
Stuff. Yeah, like there's no way you're like this. Yeah, I don't know. And then of course you got Raquel is back on her phone. She gets caught again. You see her. So she has spent more money.
I think in the end though the money was even. I think it was $9.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Like she ended up putting money in the jar, but so now she has to poach her eggs, and she puts them in vinegar and water and stuff. She puts them in the big pan. She gets that all done. And like you were saying, like the whole thing comes out remarkably well. And then they break out the caviar.
Even the eggs poached very well too.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that. I mean, I don't like looking of those eggs. I think they're gross.
I don't like any eggs.
Yeah, I think, but to each his own.
I've never liked eggs.
I've
even
heard
before
people
being
say
vegan.
eggs Benedict is delicious. I don't know, not for me though. They're going to put caviar on top of it. So the chef puts it on her hand.
Yeah,
and she puts it right in. So she tells Selena to try it. So I loved Selena. It was like she just kept like forcing her own hand to her mouth, like because she knew she had to do it. She put it in, and it didn't go well.
Then she spit it back up in the sink.
Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, not for me." Well, at least that's money she'll save. She'll never have to feel compelled to buy caviar because that is expensive.
Even though she could probably afford it, she is rich.
But the best is like she goes to put it on, like she's already assembled like the little salmon croquettes and whatever, and she goes to put the stuff on the dish, and she's like, okay, so and the friend Connor, who was afraid of salmon, like made like she gave her,
I don't think she's afraid of salmon. She's never had
whatever it is.
Every time they brought the salmon
she
around her,
gave
she
her
screamed.
like what's the thing, like the hand across the throat, like no, like she went like, and panic like ensued. Like you couldn't just pull that shit off if you didn't, like if she put it on.
Just knock it off.
Like just take it off. Like all you'd probably get is a little salty flavor to it. That would be all. But yeah, she went into a panic over no caviar, and I think Raquel said she'd try it, and one of the grandparents, I don't remember, but They all tasted it, said it was good, what have you. But I just don't know how.
Oh, wait, the
yeah.
charity. Let me
Oh, the
do
charity,
this. This
yes.
is my. It's
Yeah.
the brother sister soul. Was her charity of her choice. That's
Yeah.
all I wrote. I forgot to write down what it was.
I think it helped transgender and African American.
I don't think it was.
No, it was something with that. She said something about.
I can look it up.
Look it up. I thought it said something about that.
Hold on, give me a second.
But they all go outside to eat, and no, I'm sorry, they're inside eating this one. And Nana, Pop, all of them are there. She cannot recall the name of what she made on the bottom of the dish, the grits. She's like, what is that called? And I'm thinking, how do you not remember what the
No,
no?
the charity is for Black and Latin youth to claim the power of their history, identity, and community to build a better future.
I thought it said something about that too.
They had the last episode they had the Trans Justice Fund.
Oh,
that's
what
the
I'm
one you're
thinking.
confusing the other charity.
Yeah, but so she didn't know what the name of the grits. She didn't know the grits name. Like, how do you not know grits?
did it.
Like, you don't. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, first of all, you just made it. Like,
Even if they
she
took
was
time-
genuinely like, what's the name of this again?
But
Like,
even
come
if they
on.
took the time and they said, okay, Selena, it's going to be like an hour, we'll reheat the food, we have to set up the cameras and everything for you guys to eat, like, it was still
Somebody
the same
didn't
day.
prep her and tell her what the. Come
was the
on,
same
I don't
day.
know. There was just a lot of that dopey stuff that I was like, it was cute in the beginning for the first season because you really felt like, oh well, we know she doesn't know how to cook, but in this season, it's not so cute because you know that she knows what she's doing, like, or that she's better at what she's doing, and it's like, no, it's just not happening.
She's closing down the laptop, you guys. She's done.
Well, that's it. There's
No, I know.
nothing more. Is there more? Did I miss?
Oh, well, not that I got.
Yeah, no, she. She must have known her laptop, her old laptop, was going to go down, and she wouldn't be able to read from it, so she kept it short and concise. Because all she did was look on mine the whole time, which is fine. Which we could probably do that going. Oh,
Well, I was just looking at yours because I didn't want to jump too far
But I
ahead
could-
because I knew I didn't have a lot of notes.
but I could put yours on my. We could figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. It's mealtime for us. I'm gonna go Selena in the
You're
kitchen
gonna go
now.
chef it up. I think that's all. We'll be back next week for the finale already, with episodes 7, 8, 9.
Oh, 6,
10.
7, 8. Wait.
We just did 6. We did 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, yeah,
Week. This
sorry.
is 4, 5, and 6.
I had
We'll
the
do
numbers
7,
wrong,
8,
so
9,
I was trying
10
to-
next week. There's a 4th little bonus episode. I think it's gonna.
Is there?
Yeah, well,
That's
it's not like a
probably-
bonus episode. It's the Gordon Ramsay one.
was
He's
gonna
gonna
say.
cook in person for her, though. He's the
Yeah.
first in person one. And I think that's it. This is obviously our bonus episode, so go check out our regular stuff. We're gonna cover the finale of Only Murders in the Building.
Yes, this is bonus cooking episode.
And we also have a bonus episode up as well for the Emmys, where we're gonna talk about the nominees
Bonus awards.
and a little what our predictions are for the
Yeah.
Emmys. So that's all up right now. Make sure you go check out, follow us on Instagram. We watch it all. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening.
Hit the button.